Elton, it's funny. It seems that in college football, when you talk about rivalries, it is a true rivalry. It's a big thing. But when it comes to basketball, it doesn't have the same pizzazz.
No, not. I mean, there's some selective cases. I mean, obviously Cincinnati Xavier,
Absolutely.
huge basketball.
Absolutely.
Rivalry. But it's only basketball. There's no football component on the Xavier side. But I agree with you. It's really interesting to see some of the dynamics. You know, Duke, North Carolina. They play football and basketball, but you only hear the basketball side of the rivalry. It used to be Kansas. I think a lot of the problems, particularly today, is that so many of these conferences have been ballooned up and splintered. For example, you don't see Kansas and Missouri playing anymore. That used to be a huge rivalry because Kansas is in the Big 12 and Missouri's now in the SEC. They don't play each other anymore. So you don't have that. You do have Missouri, Illinois, but I don't think that has quite the pizzazz as Kansas and Missouri used to have. So when it comes to rivalry games, we're really down to a limited few, but they're coming up.
They're coming up tonight. Kansas, Kansas State, and then later in the week, UCLA and USC. Those probably still have a little bit of that rivalry.
I think both of those still have some cachet to them. Kansas State is playing really well. And Kansas is vulnerable enough. I believe this game's on the road too. Kansas is vulnerable enough that K-State could get them at home. USC, UCLA still a major rivalry, and of course we got Duke, North Carolina coming up next week, which is always, you know, must-see TV. And the thing there is, neither one of those teams right now are really playing for conference championship. They've lost 2 or 3 games that they're back in the pack. They're in the NCAA tournament, but they're not right now at the top of their conference. So that's going to be a huge game because I would guess whoever wins that game still has some conference championship aspirations. Whoever loses it is probably well back of the front runners.